This is your friendly neighborhood gamer genie Candor. We're here playing. Wow, I'm just kidding. We're doing a walkabout, guys. Again, I know I made that joke a few times. Sorry, it's more my brain decided to fizzle out. Bad connection. That kind of thing. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that little bell icon. Know when I'm putting out next video. And I hope you guys enjoy these videos because, frankly, I love making them, and I hope you guys enjoy having a little tete-a-tete with me, having talking, commenting. Last night it got a little, I'm gonna be honest, guys, last night's little conversation with our dear friend King, the police officer, was a little heated because the guy, uh, he just assumed that I was gonna take his word as gospel. And don't get me wrong, King, if you're listening to this, thank you for the consideration, but that doesn't always automatically mean you're correct. Anyway, it just means that you think you have it right, and for you, that's great, but it isn't for me, not for everybody. We were having a conversation about exercise and things like that, and he's telling me I gotta go down 10 miles in this heat, and I'm like, are you absolutely out of your mind? Maybe for a cop you got to do that, because honestly I feel like they need to worry about their fitness more than anyone, because they're running down suspects. But I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be the that's one of the reasons why I kind of did not want to do the police officer again, because I considered it, but then I thought to myself, fitness isn't my thing, and honestly I'm just healthy enough where I can get up out of my bed and not feel like I want to die, especially in the Arizona heat. Anywho, I digress. Sorry about that, folks. I wanted to rant a little bit like I always do. Here's today's little thing. Movies. Whether you like old movies or new movies. It really depends on the movie itself. Chill guy, how you doing? I appreciate you checking out my video. Please like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. It would definitely help out the channel. Thank you very much. Anyway, so movies. What do you guys think? What's your favorite movie genre? Honestly, guys, when it comes to movies, I love movies when it comes to anything that happens to do with comedy, or I don't mind a little romance, but I'm not looking out for romance. And Delina? Okay, how's it going? How you doing? So like I said, I'm really into a lot of different types of movies. I'm also into what's called anime, which is Japanese animation. Yes, folks, a lot of people think, oh, it's for kids. It really is not. If you go into anime thinking that it's nothing but for children, some are cool for kids. Not every single one of them is. There are ones that I would never recommend for any child at any way, shape, or form, because a lot of it has either cussing, a lot of sexual innuendo. In fact, there's actually anime that is actually geared more for young adults than actual children. Now, if you want me to give you an thought process for children, I'd recommend very soft stuff. Like one of my favorite ones is definitely, I'd recommend Pokemon. Obviously, Pokemon is one of my favorite, and everybody loves Pokemon because everybody thinks, oh, cute. Yeah, well, until you realize every single one of them has a power of a fucking nuke. Yeah, folks, if you're not careful, I had a friend of mine ask me, what would it be like if we had all the Pokemon warped here, or we were warped in the Pokemon world? Well, we'd have to learn quick how to survive, because holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, it ain't easy as you think. Trust me. Dry elbows? I mean, dude, cocoa butter. Like honestly, guys, any kind of moisturizing ointment. Zeph is my dude asking me questions about his, uh, and pardon me for putting your dirty laundry out there, but I'm not gonna say what it is. But the best thing I could say is, if my hands are I go with some kind of ointment, some kind of moisturizing ointment, for anything that is exceedingly dry. I'd recommend cocoa butter. It really moistens and it really takes off the ash. Trust me, folks, it really works out. This is just my. I mean, like I said, that's the best. That's the best way I can think of. I've had many friends ask me about ash stuff. Me, I'm not ashy. I just like feeling like my hand isn't chappy. That's one of the reasons why I do it. I mean, I work in a restaurant right now. I work at a restaurant, and sometimes my hands get super super dry. So I come home and try to give myself a little moisturize, just to make sure that my hands feel natural. It feels weird otherwise. Anyway, so yeah, hit that little subscribe button if you think that is a good advice. If you're not, that's cool. Well, like I said, it won't be doing it overnight. Just do it a long period of time, and eventually it'll come off. Yeah, it's not an automatic thing, so I can tell you that. It'll get I'd say about 2-3 weeks at bare minimum. I'd say at the flat rate, but yeah. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, as my particular last conversation I had, boy, was that off the rails. I mean, seriously, it's so off the rails, folks, that I didn't even see the rails anymore. Anyway, so as I was talking, I'd recommend things like, depends on the kid. I'd recommend Pokemon for general audiences. Digimon's one of my favorites. I'd recommend the first one because some of the other ones, I'm not saying they're bad for kids. It's just they have a very dark hue to them, so be careful. No Pokedex. I'm not talking about Pokedex specifics, because Pokemon already have Pokedex, so it's really hard to explain that one. But if you guys love Pokemon or any other of these franchises that I'm explaining, I recommend you telling me what you guys think. I'm just saying what kind of shows I would recommend for kids, or it isn't just for kids in general. I personally, I'm the guy that loves video games, but it's also I love a good TV show. I mean, I'm in the mood for a good TV show. I watch stuff. Matt, I even go into infantile regression sometimes when I go into some of my favorite TV shows. One of my favorite ones, it's called Chaotic. I love Chaotic. Chaotic is one of my favorites, and I love it because it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, but in more of a literal sense. Let me try and explain Chaotic. So Chaotic is basically, think of it as an alternate realm, right? And in this realm, you get certain code, right, from what's called the Code Masters. The Code Masters send you the code, and you obviously have to earn it somehow. Don't ask me. There was no real explanation on that one, but it's kind of cool the way they do it. It's so basically the main character, his name is Tom. He gains this code by being the best of the best online, supposedly. Apparently in this region, I'm assuming. And the coolest part about it is he gains this code, and his friend goes, "Yes, you got to put it in your scanner. Trust me, you'll love it." And the whole series is basically him exploring this world called Param. Um, yeah, it's perilous. Yeah, let's not go any further than that. That's a joke in itself. So I recommend it because it's actually really fun to watch, and I'd recommend for kids as well because again, it's the kind of TV show that you would definitely love to watch with your children because it shows a lot of fun stuff. It shows a lot of the characters. Every character has this unique personalities, and I'd recommend it because I mean, like I said, it's a good kid show, so I'd recommend it. Another good one, obviously, I love Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo is like one of my favorites. I could even do like one of my favorite things to do at work is do Scooby Doo impressions. I do Shaggy and Scooby, so yeah, if you ever want to hear that, hit that little it's like hit me in the comments, and I'll do it for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy those. That's gonna be fun. I won't be doing them until I get a few people asking me for them, because if I do them now, it's just me showing off. And the fact that I mentioned that, it just makes me feel, well, kind of egotistical in kind of a way. So yeah, I don't know why I mentioned it at all. Again, my brain decides to go on different tangents. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these videos, especially these comments. So here's my question for you guys. If you were into Pokemon, which generation and which Pokemon you guys into? Personally, I prefer the first 3 generations. I feel like they were peak on the first 3 generations. After that, I feel like they were just running out of ideas. To maybe 4 up to the 4th generation, bare minimum. And that's as far as I wanted to go with it, because I feel like that's too many Pokemon in general, and too many things that they have to remind you of. Like, honestly, guys, it's like they got to the point where they made 1,000 Pokemon, and a lot of them are just basically a mixed match of puns and or no idea where some of these names come from. Not to mention what these Pokemon are, you know. And you know what's crazy about? Here's a fun tip. I'd recommend going into some of these Pokemon's Dex entries, the Pokedex entries, and some of them are straight up nightmare fuel. Like, honestly, guys, some of them talk about, like, one was a normal log, and somehow a kid fell into it and died, and now it became a Pokemon. Guys, that is horrifying. That is straight up nightmare fuel. Yeah. But if you're asking me what my favorite Pokemon is, I got a top 10, but one of my favorites definitely is Dragonite. Dragonite's definitely one of my favorites. Between me though, the concept for Dragonite, I don't really like. Technically, they could have done better, because the whole line, except for the final evolution, was kind of a missed opportunity. The first 2 were basically typical dragons. The final one could have been different. It could have been those Chinese lion-headed dragons, giant figures. They could have been like that. They left that for Fraser. Like, okay, they could have done the same thing for Dragonite, and it still gave it a decent dragon type. They gave it to Rayquaza, which kind of felt unnecessary, honestly. I felt like that was completely unnecessary. Mind you, the crazy looks like this. Someone's origami project. I'm gonna get paid on this. That's just how I feel. Anyway, go ahead and roast me in the comments. One of my other favorite ones. I'm trying to think a few of them for kids. There are not very many. If I didn't remember any of them, it's really difficult to remember half. I can think of a few of them, but the problem is now, even the ones I can think of have a very long title, so I can't remember the title specifically. Like I said, one of my all-time favorite shows as a kid, I was watching it as a kid would be a show called Biker Mice with Pumps. The movie is in silence. It was actually very easy to watch. Look it up. This is a kid from the 90s growing up, guys. Some of the shows were very helpful. Not only Biker Mice from Mars, but I also was watching Street Sharks. I love Street Sharks. Actually, these are kids. These are for boy. These are for little boys and girls. I'd recommend it for either or because I always love the action, the fun times in the series. I also love watching Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, not all of these are anime, but a lot of these are just for kids. Another one I used to watch as a kid was a little laser when I was like 11. I started developing male, say, when I started puberty, which is really bad. I watched a show called Cinemas, and yes, it was Sailor Moon I used to watch. Now, every now and again, I still watch it. There's a reason for it. There's a joint scene. Because the girls on there are ridiculously beautiful. Even though I know for a fact that I have to remind myself, oh my god, they look like they're in their 20s. The way they're drawn, they look like they're in their 20s. But they're barely out of their 16. They're barely 16. And that's the one trap about anime. A lot of girls look older, even though they are high school, middle school, things like that. I have to keep reminding myself, oh my god, I feel like a pedo. Well, don't try to roast me on that part because, again, if you guys watch these videos, some of these animes, you'll understand the point. And like I said, I just see them as pretty kid. It was okay because I was thinking around the same age in general. Now, just because I watch it still, it's mostly for the action and the stuff. It has nothing to do with anything beyond. If you guys don't believe me, well, that's your fault. Because that's what it is. It is what it is, and I hate saying that word, phrase. It drives me nuts. But I say it only because it's the truth. Other people say it because they're trying lazy. Anyway, thank you for checking out my video, guys. This has been one of the shortest videos I've done so far. If you guys want to see more, check out my videos later. And please, you guys out there, hit those subscribe buttons. It would definitely help out the channel. Hit those love buttons. Tell me how much you guys love. Okay. there is a love button, but there is a like button, and of course, let's subscribe, and of course, comment and tell me what you guys think should be talked about in the next video. I love you guys all. Be safe, and hopefully you guys have a ripping, roaring day. Take care.